Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Shanrell. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you hang out for a while. Hey, editing Shanrell here. I noticed that in this video I have a big smear of mascara all over my eyelid. Sorry about that. Today I'm going to be doing my eyeshadow roulette. This is a really fun series that I've been doing as a way for me to kind of get to know my stash a little bit better. Last year I bought eyeshadow and I didn't really play around with it much. It was one of those things that I swatched a lot and just had a lot of fun looking at, but now I'm trying to actually get to know it a little bit better, and I'm doing so by doing random number generating and just picking random shades out of my collection and trying to use them together and trying to decide what things I like and what things I don't. So far I've been having a lot of fun doing it. So today is my update where I will talk about the shades that I used and then choose new ones. So first let's talk about the shades that I chose 2 weeks ago. I can't believe it's been 2 weeks already. I feel like I just chose these shades. The first one was from my Huda palette. This shade right here, this is the Huda Mauve Obessions, and actually, like, I really like this palette, but this shade actually isn't my favorite in the palette. I would say it would be this one and this one. This one has more of a raspberry tone, which is really pretty. I am wearing it on my eye today, kind of like right there, and it was just a little intense, like more reddish pink than I wanted, I don't know, for this time of year perhaps, but I still wore it, I think, 3 times. I mean, look here. Yeah, I haven't marked down that I wore it 3 times. So, yeah, that seems about right. And yeah, I do enjoy this palette. Next, I actually randomly drew 2 shades from the same palette. This is my Essence Salut Paris palette. I was really excited to get to use this because I hadn't really used it much whatsoever. Here, get better in the light there. So I chose these 2 shades right here. This is a really icy pink. Like, this is appropriate. It's like an inner corner shade, actually. It's really icy. I didn't really care for it all over the lid so much. Whereas this one, I really liked all over the lid, and I really enjoyed using this one as like the, I don't know, crease shade, transition shade or whatever, and then this just all over the lid, and then this in the inner corner. It was pretty. I highly enjoyed it. I have it marked down that I used this one 5 times and this one 4 times. To me, this seems a little bit low because I felt like I reached for this quite a bit, but I think it's because I was also trying to use a palette in one of my other roulette, my roulette pan collab project that I'm going on. And so otherwise, I think I would use this more often, but I did confirm I really do like this shade in particular. This particular roulette was like the roulette for pink. I also had my e.l.f. Rosewater palette chosen, this shade right over here. And I find that I did prefer this shade to the one in the Huda Mauve Obsessions one. It's just not quite as raspberry, and I felt like it really was just pretty all over the lid. And I happened to reach for this one. I felt like quite often I would use this shade all over the lid and into the crease, and then this just kind of all over the lid with my finger, and it was actually the perfect everyday look. So I really am falling even more in love with this little palette than even I did at first. I have it marked down that I only use this 3 times. It seems low to me. Sometimes I surprise myself. I feel like I use something a lot and it turns out it was only a few times, but those few times I used it, I really liked it. And then we had the curveball shade from my Kaleidos Futurism 5 Electro Turquoise palette. I randomly chose this color, if I can get this open here. This color right here called Digiteal, and I only used this 1 time, I know that for sure, but it was all, I knew I wasn't going anywhere. I mean, I haven't been going anywhere for the past few weeks, but that particular day I went all out and I used blue eyeshadow all over the eye, and I had a lot of fun with it, actually. I paired it with that icy pink shade from the Essence palette, and it was really pretty. But yes, just 1 time for this shade. Usually in these videos, I do a compilation at the end of how the shade looked at the beginning of the project and then 2 weeks later after using it. Since these shades didn't get a ton of use, I mean, I suppose I'll still do it, but they should look kind of similar, actually, kind of the same. And of course, I'll include some looks that I did as well. Probably just 2 looks, a pink look and then the blue look. But now we get to the super duper fun part where I will use my pretty random app to choose 5 new shades to play around with for the next 14 days or so. So I have my spreadsheet here. All right, I'll be using the numbers 2 through 133. Our first number is 27, 93, 113, 118, and 76. All right, I'll go pull those shades and be right back. All right, I am back with those shades. The first shade that was chosen, number 27, is from my Master Palette by Mario. I'm always happy to use this palette. I really, really love it. I haven't looked at the shade yet. So the shade was number 27, which is the shade Violetta. Oh, it's a dark matte brown. We'll get a swatch going here. Later, when I go back to edit this, I'm always horrified at my swatching ability, so I'm sorry, guys. That one didn't swatch amazingly. It's just really, really pigmented like all of the ABH shadows are. But that is a really pretty, rich brown. Very useful for doing looks, although honestly, I have not been doing like the whole outer quarter, all over the lid, transition, lower lash shade, like I've been doing like 2 shades. Or sometimes even just one all over the lid. So, but you know, this will be fun to use too. Shade 93 is from my Cargo Cosmetics Tokyo in Bloom palette, and it is the shade Cherry. Ooh, yay! We're going with another pink theme, which I've really been just into lately, so I was really happy to have another pink. Oh, yep, I can tell you, I'll be using that one constantly. Awesome! All right, the next shade is also, once again, I'm get to use my little e.l.f. Rosewater palette, and it's actually this dark shade over here. So this shade is, it's like a dark, but black, or not even, it looks black in the pan, but I think it's like a really, 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 really dark purple maybe, but it has also those sparkly flecks in it, kind of golden flecks. I have used this as a liner shade, and I thought it was really pretty. Yeah, that looks pretty much black, doesn't it? The shade number 118 is from my Milani Soft and Sultry palette. I have to be kind of careful with this. A couple of these shades are super crumbly because it got knocked off the counter here. But the shade that was chosen, number 118, is the shade Smokin' Hot, which is this one. Just a really neutral shade. All right, so we got 2 matte browns in this pull. But that's a little more maybe cool toned than this one, and this one's definitely more rich. The last shade was from my e.l.f. New Classics palette, and it's the shade Charmer. Ooh, I'm so happy! This is one of my favorite shades from this. This is probably like my favorite matte color to wear all over the lid just by itself. I just, for some reason, really enjoy that. Okay, so we have a very neutral pink look. Pink and brown. And black. You know what? I'm okay with boring, you guys. Like, I know I thought maybe when I was at home that I would do a lot of really fun and crazy makeup since no one could see it. And I've done that a couple times, but mostly I've been just wearing everyday makeup that, honestly, that's the kind that I enjoy the most. But yeah, I think I'll have a lot of fun with these shades. I don't know exactly how much use I'll get out of those browns since I've been just keeping it pretty light and basic these days, but I will give it my best shot to at least use them at least one time. That is my goal with this project, to use each shade at least once to see what I think of it, and so far I've been able to do that. But this will be the quintet that I am using for the next 2 weeks. Thank you guys so much for being here with me as we go through this. I've always enjoyed, I really, really have a lot of fun with this project, and now here at the end is where I will insert photos of the shades from last time and also looks that I did. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye!